Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Um, it's like Christmas, honestly. Hello and welcome back to Unmissable Movies. I'm Stephen and today we're doing something a little bit different. On this channel we get a lot of love from Muppet fans, so we want to give you more content about Kermit and the whole gang. We've not shied away from saying the current Kermit performer Matt Vogel, whilst probably being a lovely guy, just isn't right for that character. It's a square peg in a frog-shaped hole. Well, after scouring the internet, we think we've found the next Kermit. Earlier today, I caught up with the incredible Marcus Lopez. I heard about how Kermit saved his life, and we get to hear his amazing version of Kermit as I do an interview with the frog. Stick around until the end, he might even do a song for us. But before we cut to the interview, we'd be grateful if you could smash the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. Ultimately though, we just want to get this guy known, Marcus Lopez. We want you to share it, spread the word. This guy could be the next Kermit. Here it is. Today I'm joined by Marcus Lopez. Marcus, thanks for coming on the show.
And thank you for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So for context, here at Unmissable Movies, we've done a number of videos on the Muppets and on Kermit in particular, and it seems there's a whole load of passionate people who also love them. I'm a huge Muppets fan myself, and I'm on a Facebook group about the Muppets, and that's where we started chatting. So I think it was after I saw you say Kermit saved your life, I was just intrigued. Can you just talk a little bit about your story?
Yeah. Like I said, Kermit saved my life. I was young. I grew up in a bad neighborhood, and I've seen and been through a lot of things and personal things that would really traumatize a person's mind. And the only thing that's ever made me feel better and get my mind right was watching Sesame Street. And I only watched Sesame Street for Kermit the Frog. And when I first laid eyes on Kermit, my eyes glue. I was so starstruck and I loved him. And everything about him just like drew me to Kermit more and more and more and more. And I started watching everything with Kermit, the Muppets, Muppet Babies, like little like shows that had Kermit in it, like cameoed, and I was just watching them all. And like I just kind of grew into this strong passion, and he definitely saved me through some very hard times. I've been in and out of jail, and when I got out, I didn't have nothing. I was a little homeless, and trying to look for a job and get my life straight. And then finding Kermit, and was like I would go back to that, just go back to those childhood days, like how happy he made me and positive he made me throughout the hardest times that can hit in a person's life. And Kermit's always been the one that was like, we're gonna smile today. I'm gonna make somebody smile today. And I think that's what made me push harder and to have a plan in life. I always wanted to entertain somebody in some way, like entertain the world, change the world. Yeah. And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was at all. And I was just blessed with some skills that I didn't know I had. And my voice was similar to Kermit. And as I got a little older, I started realizing like, hey, like I sound like Kermit the Frog, and he's my favorite.
Yeah, I was kind of saying off air, just hearing you speak normally, there's almost a rubberiness and a quality to your voice that lends itself to being able to do a pretty good Kermit. And I don't mean a caricature of Kermit, I mean like a Jim Henson-esque Kermit. And you said when we met that it was that iteration of Kermit that drew you to the character.
Yeah, it really was. It was Jim Henson, and it was just his caring heart, just something that he gave to us as kids growing up watching the Sesame Streets, watching Muppets and all that. It was just something about Jim's work that always drew you to him, and you felt it, like it was strong. And when I do the Kermit impression and I sing Rainbow Connection, or It's Not Easy Being Green to people, I give tears to people. People cry, like older people in their 50s and 40s. They're like, oh my God, that sounds so much like the real thing, like, but then I tell my story and they're so shocked, like, wow, and on top of that, my image too doesn't give off that I'm a Kermit the Frog.
Have you got any Kermit the Frog tattoos?
No, not yet, but I will get one though, definitely.
And what's your general feeling about the Muppets Now, the new show? For me, it's not just Kermit's voice and presentation and performance, but the whole thing is lacking. There's not the right humor or heart. Yeah, what's your take on it?
Yeah, it's definitely lacking, but that's in general with a lot of things, though, things that we grew up watching, like, for instance, WWE, it's totally different now, Power Rangers, it's nothing like it. Everything changes in a way, and as as the years go by and the more, modern we get, the old things are sometimes not the same, sadly, and some people try to keep it alive. And, the last movie I watched was the Muppet movie where they were trying to save the Muppet theater. That was the last one I watched.
When you left the Muppets, yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one I watched, and that's when Steve Whitmire was playing Kermit, and I kind of lost it after that one.
Yeah.
And the new ones, I honestly downloaded Disney Plus just to see Vogel do Kermit. And at some points he's okay. He's not bad at it. He's not. But then when he starts getting a little excited, I think, as Kermit the Frog, and he pitches his voice a little higher, it's just way off. It's off.
Window, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't down the guy because he's talented. He's obviously in a place where I would really love to be at. You know.
Yeah, of course.
And would it be possible, Marcus, for us to have a little chat with Kermit? I'm very excited to do that.
Yeah.
Well, hello, Kermit, and welcome to Unmissable Movies.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's like Christmas, honestly. So, Kermit, there's loads I want to ask you, but the first thing is, interviewers seem to get very hung up on you and Miss Piggy, and I want to know if you get annoyed with that constant line of questioning.
Well, you know what? It's the same thing I tell everybody. Sometimes in life we just have to move forward. And as an adult, sometimes things don't work out. And people ask me all the time, "Where's Piggy? Where's Piggy?" And I'm like, "Geez, it's so hard to answer sometimes."
Yeah, she's probably in the sty, if we're honest.
Oh yeah, Miss Piggy's always she's up and out in her own thing.
Kermit, I know it's not polite to ask people their age, but how old exactly are you now?
Ballpark.
Let's see. How old do I look?
Your felt looks old, but your voice sounds young.
Well, I'm 65. Yeah, I'm 65 years.
And are you feeling that now? A few loose stitches, a couple of scuffs here and there?
Well, you know what? Over the years, I still stayed in good shape. Yeah, I'm still in pretty decent shape, and I'm still gonna keep going.
And what do you do to stay in shape, Kermit?
Well, I mean, that's not what you ask a frog. Pretty much I just entertain people, and I keep myself happy, and I keep others happy. So I mean, a happy heart means that you're gonna live for a long time, and you're gonna be healthy, definitely.
That's wonderful advice. Have you heard from Rizzo at all? Because he's been strangely absent from the new show.
No, you know what? I haven't. There's a lot of people I wish I can keep in contact with. I haven't heard from Fozzie Bear or Gonzo or any of them lately. I think they're all off doing their own thing.
Yeah, that's what happens in lockdown. And what can you tell us about the chap with his arm in you?
Oh, this guy here? That's my puppeteer, Mark. We have a very, very special bond. We met about 3 months ago, and it was just an automatically bond, and we love doing this. We love entertaining people. We love making people cry in a good way, and it was just an automatic, connection.
I love it. A rainbow connection, if you will.
A rainbow connection, yes.
Mark, can you join us again for a bit? So you've only been performing as Kermit for 3 months.
Yeah, I've only been doing it for 3 months. I started doing it during the little quarantine that we had when life took a hold, and I downloaded an app which was like a dating app, but it had a live streaming source on it, and people were getting paid on there. I didn't do it for the money. I just did it just to see how it worked out for Kermit, because again, I have no experience in this. I'm not professional. I've never spoke in front of a camera in any type of way. This is the first time, so excuse if I was a little nervous and I
Not
didn't know
at
what
all.
to do.
Oh,
But
it's awesome. So good.
it's just raw talent. It's just raw talent, and it's just from the years of me watching Kermit. The first time I started doing Kermit, I purchased a Kermit flush doll, and I cut it and I stitched it inside. I made my own, and it was a little too small for my hands because I have massive hands, so I couldn't really get it in there. And so I started doing that on the live stream, and within a month or so, I made about $1,000 on that app.
No way.
And yeah, I had so many fans. I had a lot of fans on there, and it was crazy. Like the amount of people that came in, it really pushed me to like keep doing it. I'm like, wow, I guess I'm really good at it, you know. And I said, no experience behind the camera at all, no experience being a puppeteer in any type of way. It was just raw.
You know what? I've said in previous videos that there has to be someone out there that could nail it. And it strikes me that after 3 months, with you being so close, like you must be that person. It's so reminiscent of Jim Henson's vision for the character. So imagine what you'd be like if that's after 3 months. Imagine what you'd be like with time and input to develop. What would you do if Disney saw this video and came knocking on your door, hypothetically?
Oh man, I honestly wouldn't even know how to react. I think I'd be so happy and cry, because that's like my ultimate goal right now, is to at least get a footstep in to being some sort of character. You know, I mean, I love Kermit. I wouldn't trade Kermit for the world. I want to be the next Kermit the Frog. I really do. And I want people to see that, and I want people to see the passion that I have. It's more than just a collector piece to me. I like Kermit. I have to collect Kermit things. It's a real passion, and I really like helping people. I really like making people happy. And when I do Kermit and I'm performing for live stream or just to make a video for people on Facebook groups, I really get into it. I really do. I close my eyes. I just think Jim Henson. I think like when I was a kid, when I would watch it, you know, yeah. VHS, the Muppet movies.
Yeah, and I think for me, Jim Henson's Kermit had wit and intelligence and an edge. And I think seeing you with him feels really close, and it would be amazing if you could use that to bring people joy longer term. When you started speaking with Kermit, it made me happy. And if my childhood self could see it, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. That puts a big smile on my face, because that's my dream and goal. I wake up every day before work. I work very hard, and you know, I pay rent like everybody else. I pay the bills. It's a struggle to do it, you know, especially here in California, and I'm sure in the UK as well. You know, things are pretty expensive. It's kind of hard to live, but I keep focusing and pushing forward, because my goal is to be Kermit the Frog. And I feel like with the right experiences inside the right hands, like if Disney knocked on my door today and says, we want you as Kermit the Frog, I think I'd be in full Jim Henson Kermit mode, that like I would just get better in time. This is only 3 months of Kermit. My original voice, this is my original voice. I mean, if I work a little harder on the voice and get down Kermit's attitude like Jim Henson and everything about him, you wouldn't even tell who's who.
Oh, it's so good. Mark, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And can I say goodbye to Kermit?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Let's get Kermit on. All right. Well, thank you. Kermit the Frog wants to say thank you. It was very, very nice for you having us here. We really appreciate it. And my puppeteer here too. We're really excited, and we look forward to chatting with you in the future.
Definitely. And it was really good to meet you, Kermit. I love that it was nice for us having you on. It's been a pleasure, and you seem more like yourself, which is nice to see.
Yeah, I'm always excited. You know, we're always ready to, entertain people and make them happy all the time.
I'm very glad to hear it. Can we have your signature wave?
Yay!
Can you just tell us who built your Kermit, where he came from?
Definitely. If you guys are looking for a Kermit build, I have a builder. He's based in California. His name is Caleb Custom Figs. So look him up on Instagram. That's his Instagram. I don't think he has a Facebook or anything else, but that's his Instagram, Caleb Custom Figs. He's a really awesome builder. He just started building Kermits literally like a couple months before I started live streaming with Kermit. So he's just as new.
Great. I'll put his details in the video description so people can check him out if they want. Mark, thanks so much for joining us. It was an absolute treat. I hope everyone watching has enjoyed it. I'm sure we'll have you back on to do something.
Wow, thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. We really do. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for watching that interview. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do share and like this video and do all you can to get YouTube to bump it up so as many people see it as possible. Marcus has an incredible story, so it would be just so great to get him out there a bit more. Again, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. It really helps us out. And thanks for watching again, and we'll see you soon.